Something else that you might be interested in trying is splatter painting. Now, of course, you can splatter paint with a paintbrush and make a huge mess. If you're going to do that, I highly recommend you just go outside, but you should also be conscious of the fact that the splattering may splash back on you as well. What we do here in school is we do it inside a box, and we use toothbrushes to help us keep the splatter to more of a fine mist and to help keep it controlled and from getting everywhere. So here's how I do this. I make sure that I have some paint that is a little bit more runny. So paint that's maybe watered down a little bit is a good starting point. And then I just dip the paintbrush in it, and I go in the box and I point my toothbrush at the paper and I pull back on it with my thumb. But while I'm pointing at the paper, I make that motion. So this sort of thing with the paint on it, just pull back through the bristles with your thumb, but you want to make sure you're aiming at your target, if you will. So. And I definitely encourage you to experiment with this and see how it looks. And if it comes out like something you're unhappy with, like this one, when I initially did it, I used gold paint, but the gold paint wasn't runny enough. The gold paint actually came off in chunks. So what I needed to do was I just added a few drops of water to my gold paint and I mixed it up, and that made it fine enough that then you can see it worked better in these other areas. So just a few drops of water to mix into your paint to make it a little more runny might be helpful for you when you're doing splatter painting. So if you're going to work inside a box like I am, then here's the other nice thing you can do. You put your paper or your cardboard or whatever it is in there, and you can kind of hold the flap up and really truly protect yourself so that none of the paint is gonna splash back on you. You might still get a little bit messy, but if you are working inside a box and you can hold the flaps up, then you have a little more control. And you might just want to experiment with this. See what happens. It might be something you're happy with, it might not. But again, once I leave this to dry, I can then cut it out and collage it into other things or paste it directly in my book. I could also do the same exact thing on the cover of my book if I wanted to put the whole book inside the box. Or again, if you're at home, you can feel free to go outside and do it. Give it a try.